I will start from this polity and governance, and this class is against the month of July 2022. So let's see what had happened in that month. Poll for presidential election ये हुआ था, उस टाइम पर प्रेसिडेंट का चुनाव हुआ था. इलेक्टोरल कॉलेज प्रेसिडेंट का इलेक्शन कंडक्ट कराता है, और ये भी देखेंगे कि इलेक्टोरल कॉलेज होता क्या है. Under Rule 40 of Presidential and Vice Presidential Election Rule 1974, the Election Commission of India is required to maintain a list of members of the Electoral College. What is Electoral College basically? The list contains the name of elected members of Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, and elected members of legislative assemblies of states, National Capital Territory, Union Territory, in that order. So the list of people or list of the members from all these houses or all these bodies are part of Electoral College. So elected members of Rajya Sabha, upper house of the parliament, elected members of Lok Sabha, lower house of the parliament, elected members of each state's legislative assembly, lower house of the state legislature, and elected members of union territory possessing the legislative assembly. ये प्रेसिडेंट के इलेक्शन में ये जितने भी मेंबर्स हैं इन बॉडीज के वो पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं. एक चीज ध्यान रखना है कि जो लेजिस्लेटिव काउंसिल है स्टेट्स का, उनका कोई रोल नहीं होता है. इसके बाद देखते हैं कि क्या हुआ. अकॉर्डिंग टू आर्टिकल 55(3) ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, इलेक्शन टू द ऑफिस ऑफ प्रेसिडेंट इज हेल्ड इन अकॉर्डेंस विद द सिस्टम ऑफ proportional representation by means of single transferable vote, and voting at such election is by secret ballot. इसके बारे में मैंने आपसे I had discussed this system and the formula related to the proportional representation by means of a single transferable vote in the static current affairs. So the result of this election was the election of president. Basically in that election decided Draupadi Honorable Draupadi Murmu as the 15th president of India, the daughter of tribal family coming from very ordinary house in Odisha. Draupadi Murmu has been elected as the 15th president of India. 22nd in 2022 Indian presidential election was the 16th presidential election that was held in India on 18th of July 2022. Murmu became India's first woman travel president. She also becomes the second woman to hold the post after Pratibha Patil. Thereafter, the 64-year-old Draupadi Murmu was born in Odisha, Mayurbhanj district, to the family belonging to Santhal tribe. So Santhal also spelt as Santals, and is the third largest scheduled tribe community in India after the Gonds and Bhils. Their population is mostly distributed in Odisha, Jharkhand, and West Bengal. Murmu is the second person belonging to the scheduled tribe to be nominated as the candidate for the post of President of India. She served as the 9th governor of Jharkhand from 2015 to 2021. Thereafter, vice president election that held by the nomination by notification published in Gazette of India Extraordinary. The election Commission has appointed the date for vice presidential election as required under Rule 3 of the presidential and vice presidential election. So, what happened with the with this election, or what happens in this election? Vice President of India Electoral College. For electing Vice President of India, Electoral College composed of Electoral College to elect a person to the office of Vice President consists of all members of both houses of Parliament in accordance with the proportional representation by means of single transferable vote and voting in such election by secret ballot. So, role of states legislatures as member means MLAs is not there in the election of president. No, sorry, vice president. Thereafter, 19 opposition members of Rajya Sabha suspended. Basically, purpose to discuss the suspension rule in the Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha. On 27th July 2022, 19 members of Rajya Sabha were suspended for their unruly behavior in House. What are the rules under which the presiding officer act? Rule number 373 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business says the speaker, if he is of the opinion the conduct of any member is grossly disorderly, may direct such a member to withdraw immediately from House. Any member so ordered to withdraw shall also shall do so forthwith and shall remain absent during the remainder of the day shifting. To deal with more recalcitrant member, recalcitrant means, can anyone tell me what is the meaning of recalcitrant? Recalcitrant, Kanak, Khushi, Hitansi, Ankita, Priyanka, Parivartan, SHRU. कौन है ये? Sasank, are you there? Am I audible? Sasank?
Refusing.
I'm here.
Okay. SHRU कौन है यार? ये मैं पहचान नहीं पा रहा हूँ. जो लॉगिन किया है SHRU नाम से लॉगिन है, कौन है? चलिए रेस्पॉन्ड कीजिएगा, एक मिनट. अनकोऑपरेटिव, ओके. रिफ्यूजिंग, ओके. स्टबर्न, हिंदी में बोले तो जिद्दी. ठीक है. The speaker may take recourse to Rule 374 and 374A. What this Rule 374 says, the speaker may, if deem it necessary, name the member who disregard the authority of the chair or abuse the rules of House by persistently or willfully obstructing the business thereof. If the member is so named by the speaker shall, on the motion being made forthwith, put the question to the member naming such member be suspended from the service of the House for the period not exceeding the remainder of the session. So the Rule 374 deals with the suspension. Thereafter, there are few other peculiarities and a few also available inside this rule book. You may go through that. Just I wanted to do this thing, and that rule was basically made for Lok Sabha. And what happens in Rajya Sabha, if it happens, it's largely similar. Like Speaker of in Lok Sabha, Chairman of Rajya Sabha is empowered under Rule number 255 of its rule book to direct any member whose conduct, in his opinion, grossly disorderly, to withdraw immediately from the House. Under Rule 256, the chairman may name the member who disregard the authority of chair and abuse or abuse the rules of the council by persistently and willfully obstructing the business. Thereafter, another development happened in that month. It was 68th National Film Awards. It was that ceremony happened in that very month, which Directorate of Film Festivals presented its annual film awards to honor the best films of 2020 in Indian cinema. The awards ceremony was originally slated to be held in May 21, but was postponed due to pandemic. Best
सर ये
feature film.
2020 के
हाँ, क्या बोल रहे हैं?
सर ये फिल्म सारी बेस्ट 2020 की है ना सर
2020 की, हाँ. Best films 2020 Indian cinema. Best film feature Sorarai Potru. Best director Sachindra Nandan KR. Ayyapam Kosim. There's a long list again. Then best popular film providing wholesome entertainment Tanaji. Best actor Surya for Sorarai Potru and Ajay Devgan for Tanaji. And best actress Aparna Balamurli and for Sorarai Potru. Thereafter, in trade and industry, what happened in that month? Indian merchandise trade. The preliminary data for of June 2022 released in July 2022. India has achieved a monthly value of merchandise export in June 2022 amounting $37.97 billion, an increase of 16.78% over 32.49 billion in June 2020. The merchandise export in April and June 2022-2023 was of 116 billion, with an increase of 22.2% over US dollar. So it basically showed the upward moving trend. The value of non-petroleum product petroleum exports in June 2022 was this much, registering the positive growth. Value of non-petroleum and non-gem and jewelry export registered the positive growth, and thereby this is the data which is reflecting the growth, sectoral growth, especially in export, product being export, mean to be export. Thereafter, petroleum and non-gem and jewelry exports in April and June. Petroleum products, electronic goods, RMG of all textiles led away the high increase in exports during June month. India's merchandise import in June was import also reflected an increase of 51.2%. It means overall import, merchandise import increased. India's merchandise import in April to June 2022-23 with an increase of 47.3% US dollar. That was in April, June 2021 and 2022. This was a general data which was released showing the recuperation of economy. Petroleum products, electronic goods and ready-made garments recorded major increase in exports in the first quarter of 2022 and 23. Now, what happened in finance? The strategic disinvestment of Neelachal Ispat Limited completed. Tata Steel Long Products Limited takeover Neelachal Ispat Nigam Limited. Neelachal Ispat Nigam Limited is a joint venture of 4 central public sector enterprises, namely MMTC, NMDC, BHEL, MECON, and 2 Odisha government's PSUs, namely OMC and IPCOL. These are the few of the shareholdings. MNINL strategic disinvestment transaction has been completed. There must be a specific day with the transfer of this much shares to the joint ventures partners, 4 CPSEs and 2 Odisha government PSUs. Thereafter, trend of foreign direct investment in India. The report reflecting India is rapidly emerging as preferred country for foreign investment in manufacturing sector. FDI equity inflow in manufacturing sector have increased by 76% in financial year 2021 and 2022. Singapore 27.1%, US 17.97%, Mauritius 15%, Netherlands 7%, and Switzerland emerged as top 5 countries for FDI equity inflow into India. FDI equity inflow in manufacturing sector have increased by 76% compared to previous year. India is rapidly emerging as the preferred country for FDI in manufacturing sector. Karnataka 37.5%, Maharashtra 26.26% are top 2 states in receiving FDI. Singapore, USA have emerged top 2 sourcing nations in FDI equity inflow to India. Thereafter, top 5 states receiving highest FDI equity inflow are Karnataka, Maharashtra, Delhi, Tamil Nadu, and Haryana. Top 5 sectors receiving highest FDI equity inflow during financial year 21-22 are computer software and hardware, service sector, finance, banking, insurance, non-finance businesses, outsourcing, research and development, courier, technical testing and analysis, and others. And automobile industry, trading, and construction infrastructure activities received the highest, received the FDI equity inflow in year 2021 and 2022. Now CCI, Competition Commission of India, erstwhile Monopolies and Restrictive Trade Practice, has approved acquisition of Citrix Systems Inc. By funds managed by Vistas Equity Partnership LLC. Basically, to discuss this acquisition is to
Citrix.
Citrix is a multinational enterprise software company headquartered in Florida, United States of America. So Citrix is working with other corporations, and Citrix system these are few of the parties which are working in combination with this this merger. So why to discuss that? Since Citrix is focused on helping organizations deliver a consistent and secure work experience, Citrix delivers a digital workspace solution that provides unified, reliable, and secure access to all work resources, apps, and content. Simplifies work execution, collaboration across every work channel, device, and location. Broadly, Citrix is mainly active in desktop visualization space, workspace solutions, and networking and IT security software. It has basically providing all backend services and supports. 3 companies signed program agreement under production linked incentive schemes for advanced chemistry cells battery storage. In addition to capacity allocated by MHI under the PLI program, private players are expected to create battery manufacturing capacity to the tune of 95 gigawatt per hour. This embarks a new chapter in India's manufacturing industry as we set a vision for battery manufacturing and compete globally with other nations in this sunrise sector. Sri Pandey contributed that. ये मिनिस्ट्री के स्पोक्सपर्सन आप कह सकते हो या मतलब इंचार्ज कह सकते हो. that these all are news are from PIB. कभी ऐसा हो जाता है कि कोई एक पर्टिकुलर पीस ऑफ डिटेल जो है हम उसको हटाना चाहते हैं, बट पढ़ने के दौरान वो थोड़ी रह जाती है, सिर्फ इंफॉर्मेशन रखना चाहते हैं. So the companies are Reliance New Energy Limited, Ola Electric Mobility Private Limited, and Rajesh Exports Limited, which will be involved in manufacturing of advanced chemistry cell battery storage. These company will receive incentives of this much crore in that program linked production linked incentive schemes, in addition to the capacities allocated by Ministry of Heavy Industries. 8 craft villages taken up under linking textile with tourism to promote craft and tourism at a single location. This was another development. Craft village to develop handicrafts as sustainable and remunerative livelihood options for artisans. Major tourist places are being linked with the handicraft clusters, and infrastructure supports combined with soft interventions are being proposed under the linking textile with tourism. In this regard, 8 craft villages at Raghurajpur, Odisha, Tirupati, Andhra Pradesh, Vadja, Gujarat, Naini, Uttar Pradesh, Anegundi, Karnataka, Mahabalipuram, Tamil Nadu, Tajganj, Uttar Pradesh, Amer, Rajasthan have already been taken up for overall development of villages, wherein craft promotion and tourism are being taken up at single location. Thereafter, business, banking, and finance. India's service sector activity in June record highest growth in 11 years. Purchase Managers Index. India's service sector logged its fastest growth in over 11 years after June month. Services activities improved further as per Standard & Poor Global Services Purchasing Managers Index survey. The seasonal adjusted Standard & Poor's Global Service PMI Business Index rose from 858.9 in May to 59.2 in June. Thereafter, in art and culture, National Monument Authority recommended 2 sites associated with Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar to be declared as monuments of national importance. National Monument Authority recommended 2 sites. The Sankalp Bhumi Banyan Tree Campus in Vadodara, where Dr. Ambedkar had taken to resolve to eradicate untouchability on 23rd September 1917, be declared as a monument of national importance. And NMA also recommended a place in Satara, Maharashtra, where Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar received his primary education in Prataprao Bhosle High School, to be declared as monument of national importance. School register still shows this with pride, a child student of Bhimrao signature in Marathi. The school is under Jira Parishad in dilapidated condition. Dilapidated का मतलब होता है worn out, जीर्ण सी, टूटी फूटी अवस्था. Next, science and technology. Union Minister says TISSNET test bed for autonomous navigation at IIT Hyderabad to promote collaborative research between academia and industry. The TISSNET test bed is an autonomous navigation at IIT Hyderabad, a unique, first of its kind, state-of-the-art futuristic autonomous navigation facility to develop unmanned ground and aerial vehicle. Basically meant for unmanned aerial vehicle and remotely operated vehicles, ROVs. Tihan and IIT Edge to offer new interdisciplinary 2-year MTech program on smart mobility, which is first of its kind in the country. Thereafter comes Union Minister promoted the startups in carbon neutral building construction, linked them with industry to help India achieve 500 gigawatt non-fossil energy capacity by 2030. Solar Decathlon India is helping develop next generation of architects, engineers, and Basically, Solar Decathlon India award were distributed, or simply the ceremony had happened in that very month. And entrepreneurs who can deliver net zero energy buildings. SDI supports India's ambitious climate targets and helping to accelerate progress towards the goal of US-India strategic clean energy partnership. Next is environment, forest and climate change. Tadoba Tiger Reserve, Maharashtra plays host for National Global Tiger Day celebration 2020. So, government demonstrated its commitment to tiger conservation by increasing the number of tiger reserves to 52. The government is committed towards the well-being of people who inhabited tiger-bearing landscapes. During this ceremony, concerned people imagined the future for peaceful coexistence of man, animal, and nature. And the Sri Ashwini Kumar Chaube said that. The declaration to celebrate Global Tigers Day was taken on 29 July 2010 at St. Petersburg in order to bring all tiger range countries together for increased trust on tiger conservation and management globally. And 29th July is Global Tiger Day, is celebrated as Global Tiger Day. Then after an agreement and memorandum of understanding, 5th session of India-Egypt Joint Trade Committee and Joint Business Council meeting happened in the month of July. Both sides undertook the detailed review of recent development in trade and investment ties, noted with that relationship, and while already excellent, has huge potential to be scaled up even further. To this effect, both sides identified several areas to focus on enhancing both bilateral trade as well as mutually beneficial investment. These include food, agro, marine products, energy, particularly renewable energy, including green hydrogen and green ammonia, health, pharmaceuticals, chemicals, and petrochemicals, MSMEs, engineering goods, manufacturing, IT and ITES, and tourism, and so on. Thereafter came the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare and International Rice Research Institute signed agreement on the commencement of phase 2 activities of IRRI, South Asia Regional Center. Agreement paved the way for improvement of farmer welfare and ensure food and nutritional security in India and the rest of South Asia. National Seed Research and Training Center is in Varanasi. And I somehow mentioned to International Rice Research Institute. Okay, I will be mentioning the location of IRRI also in this document. Now in sports and games, Aishwarya Pratap Singh Tomar strikes gold in ISSF Shooting World Cup. International Shooting Sports Federation, Aishwarya Pratap Singh तो शूटिंग से बिलोंग करते हैं, ये आपको याद रखना है. Thereafter Murli Sri Shankar becomes India's first Indian to enter into the long jump final in the World Athletics Championship. तो ट्रैक एंड फील्ड के प्लेयर हैं मुरली श्रीशंकर, ये आपको ध्यान रखना है. ये डॉक्यूमेंट पढ़ना भी है. इसके बाद वर्ल्ड एथलेटिक चैंपियनशिप इज द congregation of over 2000 athletes from 200 countries around the world. Need not to discuss that in detail. सिर्फ इतना याद रखना है. हाँ, IOA announces 32 member strong squad for Commonwealth Games 2022. इस महीने में Commonwealth Game हुए थे. Opening ceremony of Commonwealth Game happened in the Alexandra Stadium in Birmingham. The mega event is has held at 16 places in England, and ace Indian settler PV Sandhu led the Indian contingent. Commonwealth Game took place from 28th July to 8th August in year 2022 in the British city. In 2018 Commonwealth Game at the Australian city Gold Coast, India finished third behind Australia and England in 2018. Indian Olympic Association Secretary General Rajiv Mehta said that they are sending a strongest squad ever to the CWG. Some of the prominent names in the squad besides Neeraj Chopra includes Olympic medalist PV Sandhu, Mirabai Chanu, Lovlina Borgohain, Bajrang Punia, and Ravi Kumar Dhaya. In how many events India participated? Team India participated in 15 sports disciplines as well as 4 disciplines in the para sports category. Commonwealth Blaze Game will officially open its door to the contingent on 23rd of that month. Thereafter, Grandmaster R. Praganathan wins Parachin Open Chance. तो ये हर बार कहीं ना कहीं इवेंट होती रहती है, तो ये ग्रैंड मास्टर्स का नाम आता रहता है. Thereafter comes Singapore Open. Indian settler PV Sandhu clinches women's single title, and she is the badminton player. थोड़ा सा एक डिटेल है, इसे देख लीजिएगा. 2-time Olympic medalist PV Sandhu clinched the women's single title of Singapore Open. 2-time Olympic medalist defeated Wang Ji of China to claim her maiden title in Singapore Open and third title this year after registering wins in Korea Open and Swiss Open. Thereafter 44th Chess Open, ये भी एक बड़ा इवेंट हुआ था उस मंथ में. 44th Chess Olympiad kicks off in चेन्नई में हुआ था, बस ये ध्यान रखना है. Torch relay for Chess Olympiad arrives in Bangalore. उसके बाद Mehraj Ahmed Khan becomes first Indian shooter to win gold medal in men's skeet event in ISSF World Cup. ये शूटर है. P. Kashyap M. Manjunath. Basketball. Thomas Cup team members Priyanshu, Rajwat and in form Mithun Manjunath also won their first round matches. तो ये बस आप इतना ये ध्यान रखिएगा. Second round of Taipei Open 2022 at Taipei Helping Basketball Gymnasium yesterday. This is in that very month. P. Kashyap, M. Manjunath, Taipei Helping, ये बेसिकली बैडमिंटन से बिलोंग करते हैं और थॉमस कप भी बैडमिंटन से बिलोंग करता है. ये ध्यान रखना है आपको. फर्स्ट खेलो इंडिया फेंसिंग वीमेन लीग इंडिया में स्टार्ट हुई न्यू दिल्ली. Bhavani Devi will be a participant in league in the senior category Sabar event. She is representing state of India. तो भवानी देवी जो है वो फेंसिंग से बिलोंग करती है. Thereafter, India's campaign over as Kashyap and Tanisa lose the Taipei Open tournament. ये बैडमिंटन के प्लेयर है. India to take Bangladesh in South Asian Football Federation Under-20 Championship. In that very month, yes, in England, Leicester Cricket Ground named after Indian legend Sunil Gavaskar. ये एक डेवलपमेंट हुआ. Leicester Cricket Ground has been named after India's legendary cricketer Sunil Gavaskar. The former Indian cricket team captain Gavaskar is often considered one of the most skilled batters ever. उसके बाद कॉमनवेल्थ गेम 2022, संकेत सारगर wins silver in weightlifting. रीत रिसिया wins tennis match. रीत रिसिया टेनिस प्लेयर हैं और संकेत सारगर ये वेटलिफ्टिंग के प्लेयर हैं. In Commonwealth game, Mirabai Chanu strikes first goal for India. Bindya Rani Devi bags silver in weightlifting. PM declares 44th Chess Olympiad Open, the most prestigious tournament in chess, has come to India, the home of chess. तो chess जो है वो Indian origin का माना जाता है. 44th Chess Olympiad is a tournament for many first and records. Tamil Nadu is the chess powerhouse for India. Tamil Nadu is the home to the finest minds, vibrant culture and oldest language in the world, Tamil. तो ये तमिल जो है वो दुनिया की oldest language भी मानी जाती है. There has never been a better time for sports in India than the present, that as has been declared by the Prime Minister. India's sporting culture is becoming stronger due to the perfect mix of energy of youth and enabling environment. Background for here is a very laconic background related to 44th Chess Olympiad. Now in conferences and conclaves, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare, 2 days National Conference on State Agriculture and Horticulture Ministries to be organized in Bangalore, Karnataka. Sri Narendra Singh Tomar is the Minister of Agriculture, launched the platform of platforms, POPs, under ENAM towards next level revolution in agri-produce marketing. ENAM के बारे में मैं आपको पहले भी बता चुका हूँ. Thereafter, this is the third annual conference. Third annual conference on Indian Information Service Officers begin at Vigyan. The Union Minister Anurag Thakur calls for adopting 5C mantras for government communication. 5Cs are citizen-centric and compassionate, co-creating the target audience, collaboration, contemplation, and continuous capacity enhancement were the 5Cs basically, which government wanted to, or the minister or ministries wanted to induct in government communication. Thereafter, important days: Global Tiger Day, 29th July. International Day of Cooperatives, 2nd July. Recently, 2-3 years back, Ministry of Cooperation has also been created by the Parliament. The Union Home and Cooperation Minister Amit Shah greeted people on the 100th International Day of Cooperatives. on the occasion of 100th International Day of Cooperatives. Basically, he paid respect to the great men who worked tirelessly to strengthen the idea of cooperatives in India, as well as those who have engaged in raising the standard of living of the poorest of the poor through the cooperative sector. The idea of cooperatives is the best medium to realize the vision of all inclusive development, and several evolutions has happened and has been done by several cooperatives in India. One of the example is Amul. Now, Swachh Sagar, Surakshit Sagar campaign to celebrate India's Coastal Cleanup Day, 3rd July 2022. India has a rich marine history. Marine activities were first mentioned in the Rig Veda, and reference to the relationships of the ocean, sea, and rivers can be found in the Indian Puranas. The diverse evidence of Indian socio-spiritual tradition, literature, poetry, sculpture, painting, and from archaeology attest to the great marine traditions of India. Indian coastline is more than 7,500 kilometers, reflects our vast ocean resources. Most importantly, the Indian Ocean is only ocean named after the country. Human society has been continuously benefiting from the natural wealth of the sea and the ocean. These are a few of the important aspects which were quoted during this day. Thereafter, this is a little more detail. I will not be discussing books since I have discussed that in a particular class, is especially meant to discuss books from January to August. Indices. IIP jumps 19.6% in May this year as against 7.1% in preceding month. Index of industrial production jumped to 19.6% in May this year. According to data released by National Statistical Office, the manufacturing sector's output grew 20.6% in May this year, while mining output climbed to 10.9%. Industrial production had been hit due to the COVID-19 pandemic since March 2020. 8 core industries comprise more than 40% of weight of items, including II. These are electricity, steel, refinery products, crude oil, coal, cement, natural gas, and fertilizers. Thereafter, appointments. KVIC, Khadi Village and Industries Commission. Sri Manoj Kumar assumes charge, says creating livelihood for artisans and popularizing Khadi globally will be the priority. That was the development. He is newly appointed chairman of Khadi KVIC, so Khadi and Village Industries Commission. Thereafter, in apps and portal, Ecomitram. Mobile app Ecomitram has been launched to spread awareness about the campaigns and also for common people for voluntary registration for beach cleaning activity on 17 September 2020. Thereafter, in miscellaneous, Department of Consumer Affairs launched Jagrati, a mascot to empower consumers and generate awareness towards consumer rights. Jagrati mascot will be used to generate consumer awareness about various themes of departments like provisions for Consumer Protection Act, hallmarking, National Consumer Helpline, toll-free number 1915. This is the mascot, shown along with the tagline Jago Grahak Jago. Thereafter, right to repair. Department of Consumer Affairs has formed a committee under the leadership of Additional Secretary Nidhi Khatri in an effort to provide overall framework for the right to repair. Creating a framework for right to repair in India aims to empower local consumers and product buyers harmonize commerce between original equipment maker and third-party buyers and sellers, places an emphasis on establishing sustainable use of products and reduce e-waste. ये एक मूवमेंट था जो यूरोप में चलाया गया, राइट टू रिपेयर, जिसमें लोगों ने यूरोप में डिमांड किया कि उनके प्रोडक्ट्स के स्पेयर पार्ट्स और उनकी रिपेयरेबिलिटी को आप टेक्नोलॉजी के थ्रू या सप्लाई चेन या डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन चैनल को कंट्रोल करके या मैनिपुलेट करके आप कंज्यूमर को रीपरचेज के लिए सेम प्रोडक्ट की के रीपरचेज के लिए फोर्स नहीं कर सकते, आपको रिपेयरेबिलिटी और रिपेयर एंश्योर करना होगा जिससे कि प्रोडक्ट को और लंबे समय के लिए रिपेयर करा के यूज किया जा सके. This was against that government of India had also created the same intent here. ये आज मैं आपसे डिस्कस करना चाहता था अगेंस्ट मंथ ऑफ जुलाई. नॉट मच इज देयर इन मंथ ऑफ जुलाई. तो इतना आप फिर से एक बार इसे रिवाइज कीजिए. एंड thereby I am going to conclude the class. So good day to all of you and good night to all of you.
सर
हाँ बताओ प्रियंका.
सर जो हिस्ट्री में जो टॉपिक है सर वो एक बार दोबारा हो सकता है सर, जब उस टाइम
हाँ
पढ़ाया तो कुछ
मैं
समझ
बिल्कुल
नहीं आया था.